Well, g'day, Jacob.
Good morning.
So, for your experience with the Musicality program, what's been a big learning for you about Latin American music?
I think it's just it's been so fascinating to see how geography has really influenced culture, and then it's so different from even just area to area within different regions of Latin America. Like while we were learning about Colombia, it was so fascinating to see how the Caribbean side of Colombia was so influenced by all those Caribbean influences, whereas the Pacific side was just completely different. And then even on the other side of the mountain pass, just again so different, and fascinating to see how each of those areas had developed differently. You've got harps, you've got unique string instruments like the cuatro. I don't know, it's just very, very interesting to see how that had all happened, and to experience it all, I guess, was really, really cool for me.
What's been something that's been really challenging for you in this program? Because this is about Latin America, Latin American music, composing the Irisado piece. What's something that's been challenging for you?
I think the most challenging thing for me definitely was stepping outside my comfort zone and working with other people. I mean, I suppose for composers we usually write alone, which can sometimes be a bit of a lonely process. So I was excited to write with other people, but then I think there becomes the challenge that you have 4 times as many ideas, and then 4 times as many have to work 4 times as hard to make it all fit together. But I think we all work so well together to make it happen, and I'm really pleased with the result.
Listen, what was your greatest light bulb moment, or a moment of outright inspiration where you're like, wow?
I think when I heard the Urque for the first time, that big horn from the Andean region of Argentina, that was just like instant light bulb. That inspired me so much, and trying to work out how to bring that to life and kind of show linkages to that in my section particularly was that inspired me a lot. That really drove me during my creative process.
How have you applied your learning from the Musicality program, where you had workshops about Latin American music, working with composers who are mentors from Colombia and Argentina, Michael Norris and NZSM team? But how have you applied your learning since then?
Yeah, I mean, I think it's kind of affected a lot of what I do. Like, since the Musicality program, I've started to see a lot of Latin American influence in the music I'm writing now. Like, some of the guitar pieces I'm writing now in particular, I feel if you look into some sections of them, they've got a real flavour to them that has definitely been inspired by my learnings from the program. But I think just in general, like, Latin American culture has always really inspired me, and I've so enjoyed seeing all of it, and I can't wait to experience more in the future.
Great. And what's your experience been from yesterday, from our rehearsals, and as we come into the recording day today? What's this experience been like for you?
In the word nerve-wracking, I think, is definitely the best way to describe it. It's kind of always very... it's a fine line between, like, thrilling and... so nerve-wracking to hear your piece come to life for the first time, because you always wonder, will it work out? Will it sound the way it sounds in my head? And then to hear it sound just so perfectly brought to life by all these amazing performers and wonderful conductor Hamish McKeach, like, that's just wonderful. That's the dream.
So what's your hot tip or advice for other young composers about Latin American music and composition that's bringing together Aotearoa New Zealand music styles and traditions together with Latin America music styles and traditions? But what's a hot tip for a young person's thinking, gee, that sounds interesting, how can I get a piece of the action?
Yeah, well, I suppose I thought a lot about this while I was, after hearing the Urque for the first time, I was thinking about how I could bring into the piece of music. And I struggled for a long time trying to, like, bring together just the right mix of instruments to make it sound. But I mean, I kind of realized eventually that the point wasn't to, like, make the Urques sound, because that's such a beautiful, unique sound. I want people to, I suppose what I was thinking is that when people listen to my music, I want them to think, what is that? What inspired it? And I want them to go and listen to the Urques. So I suppose that's maybe a long way of saying, I think my hot tip is that don't ever try to just recreate or kind of copy sounds from Latin America and the culture and the music, because it's all so vibrant. Take inspiration from it, like bring it into yourself and kind of absorb it, and try and make the sounds that make you feel the same way you felt when you heard that music for the first time. I think it's a massive thank you to everyone who helped make this happen. To SOUNZ, to the NCSO, to Latin America Cape, to the School of Music, to my mentors, to my fellow composers, to all the wonderful musicians. Like, this has been such a long process to make this happen. But yeah, I can't believe it's happening. I'm so glad to everyone that's persevered through the process to get to this moment. So, big thank you to everyone.
Oh, kia ora. And just lastly and briefly, what are your plans for the future?
Writing a lot more music. I think this program, if anything, has really driven me even further to try and expand my creative voice and do more. Writing music that's not just for my own purposes, it's maybe for a larger purpose, for cultural exchange and to speak out on bigger issues. So very more specifically, I'm hoping to do honours here at the University of Wellington. And then in the future, I think I just want to keep writing music. I want to keep putting something out there that people want to listen to.
Well, great. Well, ngā mihi to you and all the best for the future, and looking forward to a great recording day today.
Absolutely. Thank you so much.
Thank you.